welcome to my channel, She Glow. We come here and glow, baby. That is on what? That is on who? That is on period. Tell them hey. Say hey. Okay, so as you guys see the title of this video, this is a real serious one. This is heavy, and not in the sense of that I haven't dealt with it, because I have. I've talked about it in therapy, but this is my first time talking about it publicly. So that's different. That's a different ball game. And this is gonna, I feel like this is gonna be a very freeing thing for me. Y'all know, I mean, I think I'm here to not only entertain y'all, but to help. Can you get out of my video, please? Thank you. But yeah, this is I feel like I'm just chatting, but yeah, let's get to it. Being that I am from a very small town, and this woman, excuse me, is also from this small town, and everybody knows everybody. Okay, I want to say that. I also want to say that pedophilia, molestation, grooming, abusive behavior is happening a lot everywhere, but definitely in the fucking South, and definitely in the country. And it happens so much in the country that people will make it seem like it's a normal thing. And I think you just have to understand the environment. If you have never grown up in that type of environment where you are subjected to every case of abuse, then I don't know if you're really gonna get it. You might get it from movies, you might even have an understanding, but I'm saying to actually experience it is just fucking mind-blowing, to say the least. Before me and my mom moved to Shreveport, my mom worked all the time, and I was mostly with my sister. So my sister lived in the projects, and I was ripping and running in the projects as a young girl, not having guidance, not having understanding for what's going on, and you just kind of trying to figure it out on your own. And that's how it was for me. And so because I was raised in this environment that taught me that even if I'm underage, this person, even if they're an adult, that this would still be considered a relationship. And it isn't, because children and underage folk cannot consent to sex. That's why they call it statutory rape. Okay? And I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Okay? Yeah. I hope I gave y'all some good background so you know where my mind is at, the influence, and everybody around me that is also connected to this too. They accept and normalize that type of behavior there still to this day. Yeah. So prior to me moving to Shreveport, I had a small friend group. That there was one particular person that I was best friends with, and I'm not gonna put her name out here. We're gonna call her Ashley. Now, if I can describe to you the type of friend that Ashley was, let's get into it. Ashley is the friend that's DTF. And this ain't no shame to her. Y'all know when I get over here, I'm raw as fuck. So I'm going to tell you what it is. And this ain't the shame of her. DTF is down the fuck. Okay? Ashley was the type of friend that because she wanted to be liked by boys so much, because she wanted boys to want her so bad, that she didn't care what she had to do to get it and who she had to cross to get to what she wanted or who she wanted. That's the type of friend that she was. So if you and her were like this, if you and her were friends, if you and her were anything, if a boy liked her and she liked him, she didn't care. She didn't have any type of loyalty. Okay. Now, being that young, I wish I would have had the understanding to just be like, you're watching her navigate like this. You're not exempt from her behavior either. But I also want to say that she is not to be blamed for what happened. I'm just trying to give y'all a little perspective of her and the situation. I'm going to break everything down the best way I know how. Somebody had gave groomer my number, right? So before me and groomer met face to face, we were talking on the phone, and she was like, I want to give y'all like some good info about stuff like this, okay? This woman was well off in her 20s, and I was 14 years old when this happened, okay? Now, I want you to ask yourself, because when I got on the phone with this grown woman, she was like, you are so mature for your age, and flirting and all this other shit. What is a 20-something-year-old doing with a fucking 14-year-old? You have to ask yourself that. And why is it that she can openly do it and nobody question her behavior? And because I'm young and I'm impressionable and I don't understand that this is not right, I can feel something about it isn't right, but I can't put my finger on it because I've grown into a space that sees this as okay. So even though it doesn't feel right, if I'm seeing everybody else navigate this way and I'm not, it made me feel like, well, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm crazy. You know, maybe this is what it's supposed to be. And so that happened. Let's go to the next part. People that are abusive, people that are groomers, people that are molesters, pedophiles. We have this idea from movies that these people are just weird looking and it's the odd person and all that. And that is true a lot of the times. But also these people are people that you know. It's people in your family. It's people that you work with. It's people that are very sociable. It's people that you would never suspect. It's people that know how to blend in. Okay? I want y'all to understand that. And so, because she was grooming me, but she wasn't in proximity to me at that time. We was in Shreveport. It was like a transition and all that. And so she was around a bunch of people and my best friend, Ashley. And she started to groom her. And after that, me and Ashley fell out. Me and Ashley fell out because in my mind, you're my best friend. Why would you do that to me? You know? And I'm not understanding that we're victims, bitch. This a grown ass fucking woman. Like, she's disgusting. She's gross as fuck for this disgusting ass fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you're young, you don't understand that. So in my mind, you're my friend. Now you done crossed me. Well, she continued to groom both of us. Mentally, emotionally, and physically. She abused me, her, and other underage girls as well. And nobody said anything. Matter of fact, people talk about it as if it's a relationship. I mean, it truly jaded how I started loving and building with women, because the experience, I feel like it traumatized me so bad. Ashley and I fell out, of course, and we fought like 6 times. And see, this is the thing that I'm gonna tell you, right? Well, first of all, let me say this. Being that we were that young, doing that's whatever that was, okay? But when you're dealing with people that are abusers, manipulators, pedophiles, molesters, and narcissists, and people who kind of navigate within any of that, they thrive on chaos. They thrive on this idea. Imagine that, an adult thriving off of underage girls going back and forth over her. It's very disgusting. It really is to even think about. And nobody said or did anything. Nobody. Everybody just let it happen. So being in this cycle with this groomer, because she started to manipulate and groom me at such a young age, and it happened over and over again, she put me in a cycle where not only was my mind warped, right? It was also that I didn't understand a lot of what was happening, because I wasn't supposed to. I was underage. I shouldn't have been in a situation with an adult feeling like that's okay. Okay, y'all, I had a little technical difficulty. Y'all saw how that light clicked on me and said, woo! That was a sign, honey. I'm doing right what I need to damn do. So let's continue the story. So, whenever I was in this cycle, I felt trapped. I don't know how to explain it outside of that. Like, I just didn't feel protected. And I don't know. I didn't understand what was happening and how this person was taking advantage and abusing me and grooming me and doing something to my mind. I didn't understand that. And not having anybody there to stand for me, to say this isn't okay. No, that shit really, I ain't gonna cap, bitch. They had to go to therapy. Had to go to motherfucking therapy, bitch. I said, oh, okay. Well, she did like a lot of weird shit. She's a fucking weirdo, but she would like accuse me of cheating. She would call me whores and sluts. She would threaten to kill herself. Like, oh, I'm sorry, y'all, that was my nose ring. She would, it's a fake nose ring, girl. But she would threaten, hold up. She would threaten to kill herself. And I would be so scared because I used to think, oh my God, if I don't talk to her, she's really gonna kill herself. Like, she was guilting me into feeling that way, when it was like, no, you just wanted to manipulate me as a fucking child. But yeah, she not only mentally, emotionally fucking scarred me, she also physically put her hands on me. And this happened for years. Okay, this happened for about 2-3 years. And when I was old enough, I believe things started to kind of make a little bit more sense to me. I started realizing that what she did wasn't right. And I remember the first time I had a conversation about it before I went to therapy. And the person They stopped me because I was like, oh, you know, maybe that. I was like, no, like, what? Like, Shakira, this isn't okay. And I was like, what? And I don't know. Like, that just turned something on in me. It turned something on in my head where it started to kind of feel like everything started unraveling, and I started to see that I was taken advantage of. And I want to talk about that because I am very hyper independent, and I think navigating that and kind of having that same word fucking vomit be spewed of, oh, that's a weakness and da da da. I truly was not ready to acknowledge that somebody took advantage of me like that, and that people was aware and let it happen. That was really hard for my mind to want to process, and it made me very angry for a long time. I think that was one of the first things that started to kind of build this resentment and this anger and this fury inside of me that just felt like I did not fucking deserve that. I didn't deserve for somebody to take advantage of me. I didn't fucking deserve for everybody, adults that are supposed to have the understanding that this isn't okay, to not step in and make sure it didn't happen. That was a lot to unpack, boy. Not only have I been in therapy for years now, because of that, I have had to do a lot of unpacking, a lot of shadow work, and a lot of introspection into myself, because it jaded my view on relationships so bad that I started not only sabotaging them, but sabotaging myself. And I was escaping. I was escaping through sex. I was escaping through working. I was escaping through clubbing. I was escaping through taking trips. I was escaping through drugs. I was just escaping. And I wasn't dealing with that shit because it felt like it was too fucking heavy to fucking carry. I have come to the realization, and I came to this a long time ago, but I'm gonna say it now, is that what happened to me does not fucking define me. And you know, it's okay that you're a victim. It's okay to be a victim, especially when somebody has victimized you, taken advantage of you, mistreated you, handled you like that. You are absolutely a victim. And you should have space to be one. What are we saying? If we're going to identify the perpetrator, then they have to hold accountability for their fucking behaviors. But you can't put all the any fucking responsibility on the victim. Why are we doing that? I see it so much and I'm so confused. Why are you placing any blame on yourself? And listen, there are so many people that watch my videos that come and go or whatever. And I don't know who this gonna be for. It's gonna click for one of y'all. But what they fucking did to you, you did not fucking deserve that. You don't hold no fucking accountability of trying to gauge a situation to keep somebody from harming you or hurting you, because that's their character. That's who they are as a person. That has nothing to do with you. You just so happen to be a part of the situation. That's it. You are a victim. And that's okay, because being a victim doesn't define you either. It's simply saying that somebody took advantage of you, and you have every right to stand in your fucking truth and stand in that fucking shit. This shit, talking about it, is heavy. I'm not gonna cap. This some heavy shit for me, but it's freeing for me. It makes me feel good to know, number one, I can not only get it out, but that I'm not alone. Or if somebody's out there that has been through the same shit that I went through, you're not broken. Nothing is wrong with you. You're not insane. You didn't deserve that. It's so, you know what I'm saying? You might need to hear that shit. It is not your fucking fault. You didn't ask for that. There's nothing you could have done. Because when people make up in their minds that they're going to do something like that, that they're going to behave like that, it already started before it even got to you. You just so happen to get the back end of the bullshit. But we don't do no victim blaming over here. No, absolutely not. Okay? I think the last part that I'm like processing is knowing, right? And this isn't even just my family and my community and things like that I grew up around, of the church and all that, because we ain't got that kind of time, girl. I think that it hurts knowing that this world sets you up to be raped, abused, whether that's mentally, emotionally, physically, groomed, molested. And people just have this understanding that, yeah, that did happen to you, but you should be this way. You should be that way. You should go da-da-da. As if this shit is fucking black and white. It isn't. Life is full of fucking gray areas. This shit is a gray area. But the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I'm always talking about the entertaining stories, the funny stories, the sexual stories, all of these stories. But I never really give y'all the super, super hard part. I never really give you the back end of why I feel like being hypersexual, because that's all that was. Through my 20s was number hypersexuality, girl. I know that, okay? And how and why I was so caught up in these different situations and all of this stuff happening is because a lot of shit that happened to me kind of led me down a certain path of this sex shit, of sensuality, of sexuality. And I personally know that people have their own opinions about sensuality and sexuality and how it should be expressed and things like that. But I have allowed all of that energy that I feel in my body. And for my hypersexual girls, you know what I mean, girl, that itch you can't scratch. I've learned to take that energy to put it into things that are gonna benefit me. I want us to know, Black women specifically, that you can take that sexual and that sensual energy and you can place it into spaces where it will benefit you. Because often, I'll speak from my experience going through being hypersexual. For some people, sex repulses them after something happens to them or they go through certain shit like grooming. I went right into it and I started doing a whole lot of stuff because of that. Yeah. I also want to say before I go that ain't no need to be shamed, bitch. Matter of fact, if you over here on my channel, you should have left shame at the goddamn door, because we talk about everything on this motherfucker. Okay? But yeah.
I can't. Get out. Oh my God.
If I told you you were beautiful, would you date me on the regular? Tell me, would you? Well, baby, I've been around the world, but I ain't seen myself another girl.